All right, Coach, first up is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then we'll have Kellen Olson.
Yeah, Coach. Obviously got tight there at the end. What do you feel like, you guys were or weren't able to do in that last 4 minutes to not be able to close out the game?
Well, you could look at the offense and see the shots we missed, but defensively, the number of threes that they got even before that 4-minute span off of, pretty good primary and secondary defense, and then we gave up a backside three at the end of the clock. Like, those are just backbreakers tonight. And then the one by, I think, Grayson Allen in the corner at the end.
Right.
That was a microcosm of the whole night. I mean, our second and fourth quarter defense was pretty poor tonight, 2 30-point quarters. And, down the stretch, we had some shots, we just missed them. And we finally figured out how to deal with the Reds against those guys, the switches. We just lost a tough game. And I thought for the most part, they played with a bit more burst than we did. The cuts to the basket, the offensive rebounds, even in the first half, they only had 4, but they seemed pretty timely. We just haven't figured out how to play our style consistently. We see it in spurts, but we haven't seen it for a long period of time. When we do it, we look pretty good. We just didn't do it tonight. And
just to follow up, you started Cam instead of Jay. You had said even going into before the break of games that you were going to look into that starting unit.
Yeah.
What made you go with Cam and then you finished with Jay? Just maybe go through those two.
Well, it gives you a better chance to finish with Jay. I'm hopeful that, Cam's ability to cut and run can help us get off to better starts. We scored 24 points in the first quarter and held them to 18. So the start wasn't that bad. The second quarter just killed us. They had 34 points. We only scored 24. And so I think it's a lineup that's going to take some time, but I keep saying it. We haven't identified the way we have to play consistently, and we see it in spurts. And I'm hopeful that lineup with Cam out there with his cutting and ability to space the floor can help that starting unit.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Gerald Bourguet.
Hey, Monty. DeAndre played with a ton of force tonight, 5 dunks, a couple trips to the foul line. What did you see out of him tonight?
That's how he has to play. I mean, he's capable of doing that every night. They started switching onto him, and it held us up a little bit, but for him to play like that with all the defenses that they threw a number of defenses at him tonight, and he still played with a great level of force, dunking the ball, being aggressive at the rim. That's how he's got to play every night. He can generate a ton of offense for us. I don't remember what our shooting numbers were in the first half, but they weren't that great. But as far as DA is concerned, to play like that with 16 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds, that's how we need him to play. He was awesome tonight.
And to follow up, Coach, we don't often see Devin have a game like that. He was 5 of 21. What did you see from him? It kind of felt like he maybe was pressing early on, but I'd love to get your thoughts on it.
It's one of those deals where when the shots don't go in, you tend to look at that a little more than we probably should. I'm more concerned with what we do in the flow of our offense. I don't think we have the ball movement and body movement. We had 30 assists tonight, but it still didn't feel like we had a consistent flow as far as moving around and making them work. I'm not concerned with Devin shooting like that on a consistent basis. Maybe the week off put us in a bit of a bind, but we get to play again in a couple of days, and I'm sure he'll bounce back and play better because he got quality looks. I thought at the end he missed that dunk, and that's not Devin, so he'll bounce back. I'm sure of that.
Next up is Gerald Bourguet with Fansided, followed by Nicole Jarina.
Coach, what have you seen from that chemistry with Devin Booker and Chris Paul in the backcourt? Obviously, these are 2 guys that are used to having the ball in their hands, and it's been kind of a feeling out process. What have you seen, both good and bad, from those 2 so far?
I mean, I think you said it. It's a feeling out process. And from a coach's standpoint, I need them both to just be themselves. I think sometimes Chris looks to get everybody involved, and he's looking to get DA a touch, get Book a touch when he just has to play within the flow of our offense. There are times where it looks, pretty good, and then there are times when you've had a week off, it kind of delays your process a little bit. It's really early, but I term it the same way. I think they're just feeling each other out when we just need to play in 0.5, play out of our auto on makes. We have enough plays where they both can get the ball. And I think they'll figure it out. It's just going to take some time.
Final two questions would be Nicole Jarina from Tab Deportes, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hi, Coach. A follow here. How much you think this type of games, very intense, hurt the player to get rhythm again after the missing the games in the past week due to protocols?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Nicole, it certainly throws off your rhythm when you've been playing a lot and then you have to stop playing for a whole week. But we're a no excuses, no explanation team. We're not going to make excuses about not playing. It shouldn't affect your reads on defense. It shouldn't affect how hard you play. I get missing shots, but I thought there were way too many missed reads tonight on defense where we gave up threes at the end of the clock and then breakdowns on the ball. That's stuff that you can control. And so, yeah, not playing for a week can throw your rhythm off as far as making shots. And your cardio might not be where it should be, but that can affect everything.
Last up is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach. You guys had 18 turnovers, but they didn't get like the 20 plus that maybe Detroit got, but that 16. How much is just losing the possession affected what happened? Because you guys shot well from 41%. Maybe if you get more threes up, maybe you win this game. I'm just curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a push in the turnover category. Neither one of us capitalized as much as you would think. I just thought it broke our flow. Even when it was a dead ball turnover, it was an opportunity for us to get a shot up. We didn't, and then you got to go back down and play defense. So 18 turnovers is not terrible, but it's not great. We like to stay in that 12, 13 range. And, Chris had 6. That's not something you typically see from our backcourt. So between those two, they had 9. That's something that you won't see on a night in, night out basis. And again, I do think our rhythm is a bit off from sitting for the week. And so I'm not concerned with that. I think we'll get it as we continue to play a little bit. But this was certainly a game that we had a chance to get. We were up. I think we missed a layup dunk, and they went right back down and scored. So, maybe that's rhythm, maybe that's layoff. I'm not quite sure. But the turnovers, I have to look at the film. I didn't think that they capitalized as much as you would think. But that's what they do. They turn you over. If you dribble into a crowd, they get their hands on the ball, and they convert into transition points.
All right, Chris, we're going to get started with Dwayne Rankin from the Arizona Republic and then Kellen Olson.
Yeah, Chris, you obviously talk about a lot about, being able to finish down the stretch. What do you feel like you guys weren't able to do, say, in the last 4 minutes to close that one out?
Man, we didn't get stops. We didn't execute. I had 6 turnovers. This ain't it. This ain't it. We got to be better. Most of all, I got to be better. Yeah, we shouldn't be losing, this many close games like this.
Wanted to follow up just on the week, Chris, not playing, the testing, having to figure out when we're going to play, postponements, you being obviously your role in the Player Association. What was this week like for you trying to juggle all these different hats and figuring out what your team needs to do, what the league is doing, and going through this week where there's so many postponed games?
It's part of it. We expected, different hiccups throughout the season. We're fortunate to get a chance to be able to play. First and foremost, everyone's health is top priority. But once the ball's thrown up, that's my only focus.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Rachel Nichols.
Hey, Chris, when Monty was talking about the offense post-game, he said you guys have been able to find your style in spurts, but not just consistently over the course of the game. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, we got to be better. I think that's probably the most frustrating part for me. That's my responsibility. 6 turnovers, that shouldn't happen, but I got to make sure we getting quality shots down the stretch. And yeah, we got to figure it out.
And to follow up, DeAndre had a very forceful game inside. He had a handful of dunks. What'd you see out of him tonight?
Just aggression, and I'm gonna keep challenging him to be that. You know, I think everybody on our team is so hard on him because we know what he's capable of. You know, and to be one of the greats in our league, you just have to have consistency, and he's more than capable of it. So we just got to keep building, and we got to put some wins together.
Next is Rachel Nichols with ESPN, followed by Evan Barnes.
Hey, Chris, doing a project on Kobe and just wondering what you remember from the very first time you played against him. I assume it was your rookie year.
Man, I don't remember the first time I played him, to tell you the truth. I think I played against him so many times.
Can you speak to what it was like to be a kind of a young kid coming into the league and knowing that you're playing against Kobe Bryant, even if it's not the particular game?
It was always surreal, you know, to know the competitor he was. I don't know, for me, it's tough because I don't necessarily think about him being gone. I just feel like we haven't talked in a while. So, you know, it was nothing like playing against him every time because we would be about to kill each other. You know, we were just competitors. Like we approached the game like that. I respected that about him. I think he, you know, did the same as far as me. You know, we got to play together, USA team, a number of All-Star games. The league held up one other time that we won't talk about, but nothing like playing with Bean.
Thank you.
All right, Chris, final 2 questions will be Evan Barnes with the Memphis commercial appeal, and then Nicole Jarena.
Hi, Chris. After seeing John Morant tonight, kind of how he finished the game, I'm curious for you, when you grew what was the biggest change for you growing from your first year to your second year? And do you see kind of how Ja's kind of, growing from his first year to his second year?
Ja is unbelievable. Like his athleticism, his knowledge of the game. It's funny to watch games now. The whole league is sort of like a copycat league, so everybody's in a drop. And you know, Ja knows how to snake, keep guys on his back. His ability to finish, and I just think he'll keep getting better. You know, I mean, there's nothing like coming in the league and getting to play and learn at the same time. You know, I was fortunate like that too in New Orleans with B. Scott. So he's gonna keep getting better and better, and he's already really good as it is.
Final question is Nicole Jarena with Tab Deportes in Puerto Rico.
Hi, Chris. As a president of the Player Association, how much important is for you the celebration of this day and remember the legacy of Martin Luther King in the league?
Man, it's very important and always an honor to play on this day, especially play here in Memphis. My 16-year career is the first time I got a chance to play here on MLK, and it's really significant. Our coach did a good job of before the game putting everything into perspective. He put up 10 facts about Martin Luther King that, you know, guys may not have known. So, you know, sometimes you can travel, play all these games and sort of get full of yourself. But it's always good to reflect and realize, you know, the true heroes who paved the way and gave us the ability to enjoy this game that we do. So we celebrate Martin Luther King, not today, but every day.
All right, DeAndre, first up is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Kellen Olson.
DeAndre, obviously, you're about trying to get the win. How big was you feel like you played tonight in terms of the 16 boards, finishing over the top quite a bit and making an impact on the game?
I mean, it looked good, but I could have done more. Thinking back, I missed a lot of opportunities on punishing their switches. You know what I'm saying? Today game was like college. You know, they switched a lot, and the guard was always on me. You know, and I don't think I emphasized that early in the game to really establish that dominance down low when they red switch, because they still had some type of life and confidence in that switching. So I think that's where, you know, it looked good on paper, but that's where it hurt us the most, on me not taking advantage of those mismatches.
And just what do you feel like last about 4 or 5 minutes that you guys either didn't do or what they did that led to the outcome of the game?
They played harder. They played harder in the stretch. They stayed together. You know, it's just us having to lock down those last 3 minutes of the game to put the game away. I think the biggest lead was up 10. And, you know, stuff like that we got to take in consideration and, you know, just know when to stop and, you know, play our type of basketball and not play the flow of the game or playing our opponent's type style of game.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports.
Hey, Deandre, Monty mentioned after the game that they threw different defenses at you throughout the game, but you did a good job of handling all of them. What's that process been like for you now in year 3 and kind of assessing in game when they're switching things up on you and still having success?
I'm just being patient. You know, I'm glad Monty instilled, you know, just having us move the ball a lot. You know, our guys don't stand around, and we have a lot of shooters on outside the perimeter. So, you know, once that, you know, it's four out, 1 in. It's, you know, that's my type of play. You know, I have my shooters outside, and one guy help, I can, you know, make a good enough pass to where it could be a good to great, you know, just off a paint touch. And, you know, that's where we're lethal at, and that's, you know, where we come together as a team and get that ball moving where everybody can touch it.
Next is Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, DeAndre, 5 dunks tonight. Was that something that you were thinking about over this last week with you guys not playing, about being more aggressive and finishing at the rim like that?
Yeah, and, you know, Coach made a valid point that I think we were last in points in the paint in the league. So, you know, that opened my eyes up a little bit. And, you know, just us being more aggressive too, attacking the basket and attacking, you know, teams to really get our offense flowing and touching the paint. You know, that's our thing. And, you know, it's just my teammates finding me and, you know, just being on me. You know, they be on me, you know. They know I could play, you know, dominant as hell. So, you know, they be on me, wanting me to just dunk everything and, you know, just finish strong to change the momentum of this game.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, DA, to kind of build off your answer to Kellen's question there, just overall as a team, I know that there's no substitute for time and experience together as a group, but just to kind of, Monty mentioned earlier that he said, you know, you guys are playing the way that you need to in spurts, but maybe not as consistently as you guys want to. So kind of what is the next step to finding that consistency just within the group and within each other?
Just locking down and communicating, knowing time and possession, knowing the score and possession, and just communicating that with everybody. You know, I think we're getting there, and you know, it's just games like this that really hurt, and it's hard to sleep. Where we know we had the game, and you know, we just give it up the last 5 minutes of the game, or you know what I'm saying, it's not in our reach or not in our momentum. So it's just, you know, just communicating and knowing when to lock down those last 3 minutes to close out these games in long stretches. It's really hard to win in this league, man. It's hard to win one game in this league. And, you know, that's what we're going to have to realize and lock down and compete to the end, to the very end. And, you know, it's one of them games where, you know, the other team was playing harder, and them 50-50 balls were going our way. So the better team won tonight.
Final 2 questions are Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic and then Gerald Bourguet.
Yeah, what was this week like for you? Not playing, games being postponed the day of the game, going through all the figuring out whether you are or aren't going to play. And what was the week like for you to go through all that?
Hey man, the work don't stop. The work don't stop. This quarantine, this COVID ain't nothing to us, man. You know what I'm saying? Just let us know when we ready to play and we coming up to play. You know, this is, I take it as resting. I think we rest a little too much, but it's you just gotta take advantage and do stuff that you gotta catch up on. Me, I've been watching a lot of film, just stuff I haven't been doing like in leisure time a lot. So just watching film and just learning more and just watching teams very carefully and knowing their tendencies when we see these teams in the long run in the season. So it ain't nothing. It's just you just got to be ready, man. This is our job. This is our life. This is the new world. So we just got to deal with it and just play. You know what I'm saying? When we on that court, nothing really matters, right? So we just got to come out and compete and just play for our teams.
All right, DA, last question is Gerald Bourget with Fansided.
Hey, DA, Monty mentioned before the game with Cam coming into the starting lineup that the goal there was to try and run a little bit more and push the tempo. Did you notice that at all with the starting lineup, and did it help with your aggression at all, or is that just from the outside looking in?
I mean, that's Coach Monty's decision, and obviously Cam is my guy. I definitely felt. I just felt we got better in moving as a whole team. To be honest, our pace got better. Everybody had a sense of urgency from the first unit to the second unit, and I just felt that we, it woke us up. Coach talked to us. We had practice where we needed to focus on a few things in the lab, and we just came out and tried our best. So it's stuff to really look back on and fix, but I think we're in the right direction. We just need to make sure we really put these teams away and stop playing with them. That's about it.